morning and welcome to the regular meeting for City Council for Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. Council will be meeting in a hybrid format until further notice. We encourage speakers to continue joining us virtually or in person as there will be limited number of seats available in council chambers. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Reverend Burgess.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill. Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Kraus. Mr. Lavelle.
Aye.
Mr. O'Connor. Ms. Strasburger. Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mrs. Kell Smith, President.
Aye.
5 members present.
Thank you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence, and please join us from your remote locations. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. And our next order of business is proclamations. We have one from Reverend Burgess to be read into the record, or to be read, I'm sorry.
Reverend Burgess presents Bill number 1915. Now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby commend Reverend Perrin for his 32 years of pastoral leadership and also commend Macedonia Baptist Church for 100 years serving as a place of worship. And be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Saturday, September 18th, 2021 to be Reverend Archie Perrin Jr. Day in the City of Pittsburgh.
We have a motion to approve in a second.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion, Reverend Burgess?
No, thank you.
Sorry, all in favor? All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Proclamation is approved. Next proclamation is from Councilwoman Strasburger.
Councilwoman Strasburger presents Bill number 1916. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of Pittsburgh does hereby recognize the 40th anniversary of the opening of the Elizabethan Herb Garden, funded and maintained by the Western Pennsylvania Unit of the Herb Society of America.
Can we have a motion to approve in a second?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Councilwoman, did you want anything to say? Say anything? Okay. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to the next order of business.
Recording in progress.
Well, that's good to know now. The next order of business is public comment. I would like to remind everyone that the rules of council state that comments are limited to matters of concern, official action, or deliberation which are or may be before city council. Threats and profanity will not be permitted. May we have the first speaker, please? And I have the registered speaker as Dr. Ronald Miller. Dr. Miller, good morning.
Dr. Ronald N. Miller, Global Intelligence Society candidate for mayor 2021, Belsuver and Carrick, founder, the Global Intelligence Society, international. We fuse information and intelligence at the highest level that we can to create alternatives in public policy. It's an extension of the Center for Global Studies International Interdisciplinary, which I founded. The CGSII program of education offers in-person language experience at higher and lower levels. Globalintelligencesociety.org. What language expertise or original inventions do Gainey, Reno, or you counselors have to offer us? I don't know. Counselors and citizens are concerned. The rainbow. The spectrum. Who owns the rainbow? All of us, including the LGBTQI among us. They do not own the rainbow. Tell that to 160,000 members of the ACS and the American Physical Society who use light. No, The people of the USA and Pittsburgh speak, write, and think in a rainbow of languages shown above the city-county entryway. But the offices of mayor and this council, in my opinion, do not show this rainbow. The office of mayor and the mayor himself use a form of current mayor, a form of American English Pittsburghese that is not representative of the 4 worldwide regional linguistic diversity of this city. I think this is true of the offices of council as well. We need councilors and a mayor who are at least quadrilingual. I am. Can Councilor Burgess engage in African Nigerian Hausa? I can. Can Councilor Coghill encounter in South American Espanol? I can. Can Councilor Strasburger use Asian Nihongo or Zhongwen? I can. Can Councilor Wilson talk to individuals in Germantown in Deutsch? I don't know. I can. I can go on. I encourage you, all of you, to offer us alternatives in speech. For Mr. O'Connor, Arabic and Hebrew on Murray. Speak up, all you hearts. Fill this room with your intelligence, a full spectrum rainbow of linguistic intelligence and information that treats our identities as if we are not generic images.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. Next speaker is, the registered speaker is Andrea Wojciechowicz. Is Andrea with us?
On mute button. My name is Andrea Boykowicz. I live in Parkview Avenue in Oakland. I work at Oakland Planning and Development Corporation, but I'm speaking today as an Oakland resident. Among the bills you will be considering today is one that was sent to council by the mayor's office, proposing a major change to Oakland zoning, affecting 17 acres of public, residential, and commercial parcels in the heart of my neighborhood. It has not happened in anyone's living memory that the mayor's office would invite council to consider a zoning bill that has not gone through city planning. But this is what is before you. It's a blank check written by a private lawyer, retained by a private developer, asking the city to carve out a huge enclave in the middle of a residential neighborhood in which they should be permitted to do whatever they want. As a member of the Oakland Plan Steering Committee, I've been actively involved in the comprehensive neighborhood planning process for the last 2 years. This bill is an attempt to subvert it. The bill has been sent to you today as a deliberate end run around the city's own planning process. The urgency that the developers are feeling is directly tied to the departure of the current administration at the end of the year. You are clearly being asked to get this done as a final personal favor to the developer who is trying to avoid having to include affordable units in his plan. Oakland residents want affordable housing, support for home ownership, preservation of the remaining neighborhood fabric, and support for long-term residents who have been stressed for decades by commercial and institutional encroachment on the neighborhood. They want Oakland to be welcoming and inclusive, with opportunities for working families to put down roots and grow here. This proposed zoning change doesn't address any of those issues, and indeed it exacerbates a lot of the very problems my neighbors and I are trying to solve. I've spoken with many residents since we learned of the Oakland Crossings plan, and people who would not normally agree about anything have been unanimous. This proposed zoning change and the way that it's being introduced are no good. It's possible that when it's finished, the Oakland plan will include some elements of what's being proposed here, but it's very unlikely to include them all. You will definitely see zoning changes in the completed Oakland plan, but those changes will have been written to help the neighborhood realize its vision for its future, not to serve the interests of a single private developer. You can wait until the plan is finished. I'm asking you to respect the planning process and table this bill. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Naomi Mullen. Naomi Mullen. Naomi Mullen.
Good morning.
Good morning, Naomi.
I must have prematurely star-sixed. Okay, thank you, Teresa. Shady trees, not shady deals in Bon Air. As I continue my quest to have Gregory Development get lost, have Bon Air School get torn down, and a green space installed, more questions persist and arise. Why is Gregory Coyle not dropping the sales agreement that will cost nothing to walk away from? Why is Gregory Coyle so bold in thinking that he could get zone change accomplished with such strong community opposition? Has Gregory Coyle given campaign contributions or other gifts to Board of Education public servants? Has Gregory Coyle given contributions to any City of Pittsburgh public officials? Why is Gregory Coyle so bent on putting a high-density enterprise in the long empty school? Why did it take Anthony Hamlet so long to resign after his free trip to Cuba and other ethical violations? Why would someone who brazenly committed other proven ethical violations care if there was a fraudulent claim of community support for Gregory Development? Why would public officials think it is acceptable to perpetrate theft of value and quality of life from hard-working property owners? Why does this crime of falsely claimed community support continue when TPS policy states that community involvement shall be a requirement and to the best of their ability, and it was not? Why are property owners paying taxes for public servants who act like tyrants? Why doesn't the mayor decry this attempted steamrolling by PPS? Will council create a resolution to block zoning change for Bon Air School and support a green space instead? I wonder if Ronald Miller, as mayor, would support a green space in Bon Air School. Tear down problem buildings, not stable, safe neighborhoods. Shady trees.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Mildred Sharon Sass. Mildred, are you on?
Yes, here I am.
Thank you.
Hi. I would like to speak to the point that Andrea Wojciechowicz also mentioned, that in the future, we understand that you're going to see some legislation that has come from the mayor's office about change of zoning in Oakland. Now, there's a whole lot we don't know about this because we haven't seen anything, but many of us have suspicions that this is to help the major developer, Walnut Capital, push through their plans for what we're calling the Oak Cliff double crossing, to develop Halkett Street, McKee Place, and the Isley's location, and also where the Panera is, and to take our Zulima Park and close Zulima Street. So while all of that is in our heads, we see that this change in zoning will facilitate that, or could facilitate that. And we hear from the developer that they expect this to be pushed through by the end of the year. So that says to us that the first step must be to get this zoning changed, so then they can just breeze through the process without any public input. And we see that as, let's see, I have notes here of subverting the zoning code, from denying our First Amendment rights, and all of this should go through city planning and have proper public hearings. Many of us will be impacted. In fact, the whole city is going to be impacted. So this quiet little legislation coming from the mayor is a rather sneaky way for a major developer to create another I don't know, another, what do you want to call it, Bakery Square, but it's going to be in Oakland. And we live right next to that, and it's going to change traffic patterns. We don't know if anybody is paying it. There's a whole lot of secrecy around this. there was a quiet little meeting with that a few neighbors were invited to, where about 20 pages of a 53-page report was presented, but we don't know what was on the other half of the pages. We haven't seen their input, and we don't know we also have no idea what these zoning changes are. So we're asking City Council to do nothing until there is proper procedure.
Our next speaker is Elena Zaitsoff. I'll spell it Zaitsoff.
Good morning, council members. My name is
Morning.
Elena Zaitsoff. I live in the Oak Cliff neighborhood of South Oakland. I also would like to comment on the draft legislation the mayor sent to you last week, which would allow the planning commission to get a plan for the sweeping zone changes in Oakland. This plan comes from the private developer, Walnut Capital. It needs to get to the planning commission so the secrecy surrounding the development the zoning change will allow can end. Our right to see a development plan needs to be upheld. Nothing has been filed with city planning, but newspaper articles tell of the outrageous results this zoning will allow and what Walnut Capital plans to do. Members of City Council, you can help assure a public process is followed by getting this in front of the Planning Commission. Thank you.
Thank you. There being no further registered speakers, are there any speakers in chambers that would like to address council? Are there any further speakers in chambers? Are there any further speakers? Seeing none, we'll now move on to our next order of business, which is the presentation of papers. We'll begin with Councilman Reverend Ricky Burgess, Chair of Urban Recreation.
Madam
Councilman
President,
Burgess. Thank you, Councilman.
thank you.
Touch the papers. Let me just give a reminder, members, the clerk will just take the papers off your table. You don't have to hand them to her. Okay, thank you.
Councilman Reverend Burgess presents Bill number 1885, resolution authorizing pursuant to Chapter 173 of the Pittsburgh City Code, the renaming of Roberto Clemente Drive in the 4th Ward to Roberto and Vera Clemente Drive. Bill number 1886, resolution providing for an agreement with the Pittsburgh Board of Public Education or another vendor chosen through the city bid process for the purpose of providing meals in connection with the 2021-2022 food service program in the Department of Parks and Recreation. The total cost not exceed $900,000. Bill number 1912, ordinance amending and supplementing the Pittsburgh Code of Ordinances, Title 9 Zoning Code, Article 7, Review and Enforcement, Chapter 922. Development review procedures to augment the approval process for certain site plans required under the zoning code. Bill number 1913, ordinance supplementing the Pittsburgh Code of Ordinances, Title 9, Zoning, Chapter 922, development review procedures with a new subsection, affordable housing impact statements. Bill number 1914, resolution declaring housing as a human right.
Thank you. And we have Councilman Coghill, Chair of Public Works.
Madam President.
Good morning, Councilman.
Councilman Coghill presents Bill number 1888, resolution granting unto Mount Carmel Baptist Church of GA their successors and assigns the privilege and license to construct, maintain, and use at their own cost and expense 2 HVAC units at 2000 Brighton Road in the 25th Ward, 6th Council District. Bill number 1889, resolution providing for an agreement for design services with Gannett Fleming, Inc. for the Mount Washington landslide mitigation project and providing for the payment of costs not to exceed $2 million. Bill number 1890, resolution granting unto Reg Senior Junior Properties LLC their successors and assigns the privilege and license to construct, maintain, and use at their own cost and expense a concrete ramp with handrails at 4920 Harrison Street 9th Ward, 7 Council District. Bill number 1891, ordinance amending the Pittsburgh Code of Ordinances at Title IV, Public Places and Property. Article 1, Chapter 417, to expand the definition of sidewalk and curb maintenance, to add language relative to violations, and to update language relative to work by the city.
Thank you. And Councilwoman Gross, Chair of Intergovernmental Affairs.
Madam President,
Thank you. Good morning, Councilwoman.
Councilwoman Gross presents Bill number 1892, resolution adopting plan revision to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewer facilities plan for the storefront suites project, 2164 through 2166 Center Avenue. Bill number 1893, resolution adopting plan revision to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewer facilities plan for 5226 and 5228 Dresden Way.
Thank you. And Councilman Kraus, Chair of Human Resources. Mr. Lavelle for Councilman Kraus. I'm sorry.
President.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman. This is a
Councilman
little-
Kraus presents Bill number 1900, resolution providing for the authorization to make all legitimate expenditures for payments and agreements with various agencies to provide job development and employment services, wages, and fringe benefits for supervisors, staff, workers' compensation, unemployment compensation, vocational skills training, and on-the-job training, outreach, recruitment costs, and administrative expenditures necessary to implement the 2021 Pittsburgh Partnership Employment Program, and providing the periodic transfer of funds to be used in the 2021 Pittsburgh Partnership Employment Program for payment of costs not to exceed $150,000.
Thank you. And Councilman Lavelle, Chair of Finance and Law.
President.
Thank you. Good morning, Councilman.
Morning.
Councilman Lavelle presents Bill number 1894, resolution amending Resolution 345, which authorized the mayor and the city solicitor to enter into a professional services agreement with Fox Rothschild for professional consulting and legal services in relation to false claim act litigation by increasing the total spend by $15,000 for a new not to exceed amount of $295,000. Bill number 1895, resolution repealing items in resolutions approved on various dates which authorize the sale of property in various wards of the city due to the incompletion of sale items A through D, 6824 Fifth, 502 Winterburn, 2145 Mazette, 1936 Noblestown. Bill number 1896, resolution providing for the conveyance by the city of certain property having been placed for sale to adjourning property owners in conjunction with the City of Pittsburgh Side Yard Program, items A through E, 235 North Aiken, 208 Shetland, 1113 Fulton, 912 Constant, 0 Perrysville. Bill number 1897, resolution providing for the issuing of a warrant in favor of CI Technologies, Inc. in an amount of $17,000 for a one-year renewal of the license of IA Pro Professional Standards Software and related technologies for the Department of Public Safety Bureau of Police. Bill number 1898, resolution authorizing the issuing of a warrant in favor of Swank Motion Pictures, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $17,175 for rental and display rights of certain movie entertainment for events held by the Office of Special Events. Bill number 1899, resolution providing for the authorization
Point of order. Can we have point of order? We can't hear the chamber's feed. It went silent about a minute and a half ago. It looks muted on the Zoom screen.
Can you hear now?
You can see the.
Okay, they unmuted it.
Thank you.
Bill number 1903, resolution authorizing pursuant to Chapter 210 of the City Code, the mayor and director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to accept a donation from the Jewish Community Center for Greater Pittsburgh in the amount of $12,500 for traffic calming on Darlington Road, and further amending resolution number 647 as amended, entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2021 Capital Budget, the 2021 CDBG Program, the 2021 through 2026 Capital Improvement Program, including city streets by $12,500.
Thank you. And thank you, Councilwoman Gross, for bringing that to our attention, and to Alex for working on it. Thank you, Madam Clerk, for holding your stuff together during the interruption. And now we have Councilwoman Erica Strasburger. I'm sorry. We have a waiver on Bill 1903, Councilman Lavelle.
Motion to waive rule, so it can appear on tomorrow's standing committee agenda.
Thank you. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? The bill will appear on tomorrow's standing committee agenda. Now we have Councilman O'Connor, Chair of Public Safety Services. Any papers for Councilman?
No new bills. Madam
Thank you,
President.
Thank you, Councilman. And we have Councilwoman Strasburger, Chair of Innovation, Performance, and Asset Management. Councilman
Thank you,
Wilson.
Madam President.
Thank you. Thank you.
Councilwoman Strasburger presents Bill number 1904, resolution amending resolution number 750 to authorize the mayor and director of permits, licenses, and inspections, the director of city planning, and the chief of innovation and performance to enter into an amended professional services agreement with Building I Inc. to purchase software and related support services that will create an interactive map for internal and public visual display of planning, permit, license, and violation data in order to add an additional year of services and $71,540 of compensation. Bill number 1905, resolution amending resolution number 336, authorizing the city's departments of Park and Recreation to enter into relevant agreements with Information Age Technologies, Inc. for software subscription services to be used at the city's Healthy Active Living Senior Centers in connection with data collection and reporting of services to Allegheny County Department of Human Services Area Agency on Aging, as required by separate agreement with the county at an overall price not to exceed $55,770.
Thank you. And Councilman Wilson, Chair of Land Use and Economic Development.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman.
Councilman Wilson presents Bill number 1887, resolution authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of City Planning to execute relevant agreements to enter into a partnership agreement with the city of Dortmund, Germany, to facilitate and promote cooperation on sustainable urban development. Both cities will participate in creating a corporation plan, reports, and documentation of the lessons learned from the other cities over the course of the program. Bill number 1906, ordinance amending the Pittsburgh Code Title IX zoning Article 4, Chapter 908, Public RAM Districts, amending the code by the addition of a new subsection, Oakland Subdistrict E, OPRE, Oakland Crossings. Bill number 1907, resolution amending resolution number 455 of 2020, entitled authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of City Planning to apply for a grant from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development's Blight Remediation Program to study city-owned vacant lots in the neighborhood of Homewood, to add language to allow the city to accept the grant award and to spend funds.
Thank you. And myself, Chair of Hearings, I have 3 appointments and 1 communication. Can we take the 3 appointments first, please? Thank you.
Council President Kell Smith presents Bill number 1908, resolution appointing Chante Porter as a member of the LGBTQIA+ Commission for a term to expire September 30th of 2024. Chante will serve in an additional seat pursuant to Chapter 179G of the Pittsburgh City Code. Bill number 1909, resolution submitting the appointments by city council members to the Board Reapportionment Committee. Bill number 1910, resolution submitting the appointments by city council members to the City Council Reapportionment Committee.
Thank you. For the appointing for the LGBTQIA+ committee, did anyone want to interview?
No, motion to approve, please.
So then let's take all of them. If other members all agree, let's take all of them together, all the appointments together. Can we have a
motion to approve all 3 bills, Madam President?
Thank you. And the second?
Second.
Any discussion? And all in favor? Oh, sorry, do you have to call the roll call, Madam Clerk? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Any abstentions? All approved. Thank you very much. This will begin our process for our redistricting for City Council, School Board, and then the other is an appointee for the LGBTQIA+ Commission. And I'm happy to say it's a resident of Sheridan. And then now can we have the 1 communication, please?
Council President Smith also presents Bill number 1911, communication from Beth Pitchinger to Executive Director of the Citizen Police Review Board, submitting the 2022 Citizen Police Review Board expansion proposal adopted by the board on August 10th of 2021.
And can we have a motion to receive and file?
So moved.
Any discussion? Oh, no, there is no discussion on this. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That's it. And then with that, we go to unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business before council? If not, we want to move on to the reports of committee for final action. And we'll begin with Councilman Lavelle, Committee on Finance and Law.
Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman.
Councilman Lavelle presents Bill number 1879, report of the Committee on Finance and Law for September 15th of 2021 with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 1829, resolution authorizing the issuing of a warrant in favor of Charles and Deidre Edmond in an amount of $4,134.21 in settlement of a claim for damage to a parked vehicle from felled tree branches on city parcel on August 17th of 2019. Bill number 1831, resolution authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of Finance to enter into an agreement with Frost Todd Brown LLC for legal assistance related to real estate, public finance, and municipal law. In addition, said firm will be available on an as-needed basis to provide consultation services. The total cost for this project shall not exceed $150,000 over a 3-year period. Bill number 1832, resolution amending Resolution 261, which authorized the mayor and director of the Department of Finance to enter into an agreement with Con Ferry Hay Group, Inc. to provide actuarial services for the city to include the required quadrennial experience study at an additional cost not to exceed $45,000.
You've heard the reading and the title of the bills. Is there any discussion on the bills? Seeing none, the bills are now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage will vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Groves.
Aye.
Mr. Kraus.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle.
Aye.
Mr. O'Connor. Ms. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Ms. Mrs. Kell Smith, President.
Aye.
Ayes 8, no 0.
Thank you. The bills having received the legally required number of votes are finally passed. And that moves us on to Councilman Corey O'Connor, Committee on Public Safety Services. Can we have Councilman LaBelle for Councilman O'Connor? I apologize.
President,
Thank you, Councilman.
Councilman O'Connor presents Bill number 1880, report of the Committee on Public Safety Services for September 15th, 2021, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 1833, resolution authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of Public Safety to enter on behalf of the city into a professional services agreement with Lidios Security Detection and Automation, Inc. for equipment maintenance services to the city's X-ray security system at an overall cost not to exceed $52,000. Bill number 1835, resolution authorizing the mayor and director of public safety to enter on behalf of the city into a professional services agreement with Operation Better Block for the purpose of implementation of the Pittsburgh Group Violence Intervention Street Outreach Program at an overall cost not to exceed $233,333. Said agreement shall continue the scope of services as provided in a prior agreement that was funded by a grant from the Hillman Family Foundations as authorized by resolution number 269. Bill number 1836, resolution authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of Public Safety to execute relevant agreements with the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency to receive grant funding from the U.S. Department of Justice's Emergency Federal Law Enforcement Assistant Grant Program to mitigate costs incurred in summer and fall 2020 by the city's law enforcement response while under a disaster emergency declaration.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. You've heard the reading and the title of the bills. Is there any discussion on the bills? Seeing none, the bills are now ready for final action. All in favor of their passage will vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Kraus.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle.
Aye.
Mr. O'Connor. Ms. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mrs. Kell Smith, President.
Aye.
Ayes 8, no 0.
Thank you. The bills having received the legally required number of votes are finally passed. And that moves us on to Councilman Anthony Coghill, Committee on Public Works.
Madam President,
Thank you, Councilman.
Councilman Coghill presents Bill number 1881, report of the Committee on Public Works for September 15th, 2021, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 1824, resolution providing for an agreement with the Pittsburgh Public Schools and West Penn Allegheny Health Systems, granting right of entry for foot traffic of staff and students until licensed premises to PPS during the designated times and dates. Bill number 1825, resolution providing for an agreement with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's Department of Transportation for electronic access to Pennsylvania Crash Information Tool at no cost to the city. Bill number 1826, ordinance amending the Pittsburgh Code Title V Traffic Article 1 Administration by establishing traffic regulations for electric low-speed scooters consistent with PA Act 24 of 2021 and Article 16Q passed by the Pennsylvania General Assembly on June 25th of 2021. Bill number 1827, resolution authorizing the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to enter into a no-cost agreement with Skinny Labs, Inc. to advance an electric low-speed scooter pilot in conjunction with the Mobility Demonstration Project. Bill number 1828, resolution further amending resolution number 466 as amended by resolution 50 entitled authorizing the mayor and director of public works to enter into an agreement or the use of existing agreement for the professional landscape architectural services for Homewood Park infrastructure upgrades between the city and Studio Suite, $1,853,355.90 by increasing the total allocation by $168,486.90. Bill number 1876, resolution approving the recommendation made by the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure that the brick portion of Kalmbach Street be paved with asphalt in accordance with section 41706 of the Code of Ordinances.
Thank you. You have heard the reading of the title of the bills. Is there any discussion on the bills? Seeing none, the bills are now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage will vote aye when their name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess,
Aye.
Mr. Coghill,
Aye.
Ms. Gross,
Aye.
Mr. Kraus,
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle,
Aye.
Mr. O'Connor, Ms. Strasburger,
Aye.
Mr. Wilson,
Aye.
Mrs. Kell Smith, President.
Aye.
Ayes 8, no 0.
Thank you. The bills having received the legally required number of votes are finally passed. And that moves us on to Councilman Bobby Wilson, Committee on Land Use and Economic Development.
Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman.
Councilman Wilson presents Bill number 1882, report of the Committee on Land Use and Economic Development for September 15th of 2021, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 1335, ordinance amending the Pittsburgh Code 9 zoning Article 1, Section 90203 zoning map by changing from RMH, multi-unit residential high density, to LNC, local neighborhood commercial 16 parcels in the Allegheny County block and lot system, 12th Ward, and changing from R1DH, single unit detached residential high density, to LNC, local neighborhood commercial 13 parcels in the Allegheny County block and lot system, 12th Ward. Bill number 1336, ordinance amending the Pittsburgh Code Title 9 zoning Article 1, Section 90203 zoning map by changing from RMM, multi-unit residential moderate density, R1DL, single unit detached residential low density, in R1DVL, single unit detached residential very low density, R2M, 2-unit residential moderate density, in RP, residential plan unit development, to EMI, educational medical institution, 27 parcels in the Allegheny County block and lot system, 7th and 14th Ward. Bill number 1337, resolution approving a new institutional master plan under the Pittsburgh Code Title 9 zoning Article 2, Chapter 905, and Article 7, Chapter 922, for Chatham University Institutional Master Plan dated March 2021 on property to be zoned EMI Educational Medical Institution District 7th and 14th Ward Council District Number 8. Bill number 1837, resolution further amending Resolution 797 entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2018 Capital Budget, the 2018 CDBG Program, and the 2018 through 2023 Capital Improvement Program so as to reduce Cameron Welch Youth Baseball by $12,030 and increase Northside Youth Athletic Association by $12,030 and authorize a subsequent agreement.
Thank you. You have heard the reading of the title of the bills. Is there any discussion on the bills? Seeing none, the bills are now ready for final action. All in favor of their passage will vote aye when their name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess,
Aye.
Mr. Coghill,
Aye.
Ms. Gross,
Aye.
Mr. Kraus,
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle,
Aye.
Ms. Strasburger,
Aye.
Mr. Wilson,
Aye.
Mrs. Kell Smith, President.
Aye.
Ayes 8, no 0.
Thank you. The bills having received the legally required number of votes are finally passed. And that moves us on to Councilman Reverend Ricky Burgess, Committee on Urban Recreation.
Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you.
Councilman Reverend Burgess presents Bill number 1883, report of the Committee on Urban Recreation for September 15th, 2021, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 1586, ordinance amending and supplementing the City Code at Title 4 Public Places and Properties, Article 11, Parks and Playgrounds, Permits and Fees, Park Permit Procedures, Fees for Swimming Pools, Golf Course, Skating Rinks, and other recreational facilities, so as to give priority to city residents for park facility rentals.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of the title of the bills. Is there any discussion on the bill? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage, vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess,
Aye.
Mr. Coghill,
Aye.
Ms. Gross,
Aye.
Mr. Kraus,
Aye.
Lavelle,
Aye.
Ms. Strasburger,
Aye.
Wilson,
Aye.
Mrs. Cal Smith, President.
Aye.
Ayes 8, no 0.
Thank you. The bill having received the legally required number of votes is finally passed. And moves us on to our final committee of the day, which is Councilwoman Erica Strasberger, Committee on Innovation, Performance, and Asset Management.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Councilwoman Strasburger presents Bill number 1884, report of the Committee on Innovation, Performance, and Asset Management for September 15th, 2021, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 1866, resolution amending Resolution 321, a resolution amending agreements with EDOC Technologies LLC for licensing services and maintenance and support services to correct the total not to exceed amount for the 3-year extension.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of the title of the bill. Is there any discussion on the bill? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage will vote aye when their name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess,
Aye.
Mr. Coghill,
Aye.
Ms. Gross,
Aye.
Mr. Kraus,
Aye.
Lavelle,
Aye.
Ms. Strasburger,
Aye.
Mr. Wilson,
Aye.
Mrs. Cal Smith, President.
Aye.
Ayes 8, no 0.
Thank you. The bills having received the legally required number of votes is finally passed. And that moves us on to motions and resolutions. We have the meeting announcements. This afternoon, with sessions at 1 and 1:30, council will hold a briefing on the amended professional services agreement with the Center That Cares for the purpose of continued implementation of the Pittsburgh Group Violence Intervention Street Outreach Youth Outreach Program as it relates to Bill 2021-1834. Also, this afternoon at 2:30 p.m., council will hold a cablecast public hearing on Bill 1720, an ordinance that makes various amendments to the zoning code related to storm water management. Speaker registration for this hearing will close at 12:30 p.m. today. Council will hold our standing committees meeting tomorrow, Wednesday, September 22nd at 10 a.m. Speaker registration for this meeting closes at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning and is always chaired by our Finance Chair, Councilman Lavelle. And please register using the sign-up form on the council meeting webpage. You may also call the city clerk's office at 412-255-2138. Also, we still need 5 names from the members for the Citizens Police Review Board. There are 4 seats that have impending term expirations, 2 of which are now vacant. City Council is required to provide a total of 6 nominees. 3 council subcommittees have been created containing 3 members of council in each. Please work together to submit your 2 names per subcommittee. If you have not done so by now, please submit the names to the city clerk's office as soon as possible so that the names can be introduced by way of resolution, and the CPRB is waiting for these, so please make sure you submit them today. And if not, I think we're going to have to look and see how else we can appoint people. Now, can I have anything from members? Is there anything from members? Seeing none, can I have a motion to excuse the absent members, approve the minutes, and adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
And a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you.